care about what's going on because murders in Baltimore tends to be the norm, so we're numb to it. If it doesn't hit our doorstep, then the bottom line is we don't care about it. You know, there's a lot of people that may watch the show, even come to the show, maybe sitting here. They can give they can give a damn about what's going on in Baltimore because it's not their girlfriend, it's not their boyfriend, it's not their relatives. They don't care. But we got over 200 plus murders here in Baltimore, and it's not even August yet. So when are we going to stop saying we got to do something and do something?
Well, I look at it like, you know, our president is throwing stones in a glass house. I mean, if you raggedy, I mean, how you talking about our city? I mean, I know our city has some issues, and I'm glad that he brought it to the forefront, but his house ain't clean either, though, man. I mean, his house ain't clean either. So I guess you got to deflect all the negativity coming your way. You got to deflect it over here. So that's how I look at it.
I definitely, but, you know, I'm glad he kind of brought it out, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
I just wanted to see what, you know, Baltimore City was going to say. So when we do the hashtag I am Baltimore, what is Baltimore? Are we the murder capital? Are we grimy? Are we the people that just don't care about our youth, about what's going on? Or are we somebody that's going to eventually get it together? I'm going to be honest, it's a struggle trying to get it together. You know, we have politicians that say they're about the kids. We have people in the school system that say, hey, it's about the kids, but it's never about the kids. It's always about the money.
Right.
And hey, guess what? You know, it's election time. Let me go in and start show face. Yeah. You know, hey, you know, this is an opportunity for me to get some funding, so let me go in and show face. Let me start to do something. We got a long way to go, Baltimore, and I can say that it's not a politician, it's not a business owner that's going to get this together. It has to be the citizens of Baltimore that says, yes, we got to get this together. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of knowing this guy is a robber. I'm tired of knowing that this guy is a murderer and I'm staying in the same house with him, or he lives right down the street from me and I know what he's doing and I'm letting it go. It's time to say, hey, you know what? We got to throw the stop snitching motto out the window and take care of our own. We got to start telling. We got to take care of us. Because when I see people on Facebook talking about, oh, I'm moving out of Baltimore, it's dangerous, well, you're part of the problem. Let's make it better. Stop sitting back saying, I don't care what they're saying, I don't care what they're doing because it doesn't affect me. It does affect you when you can't go to the mall. It does affect you when you're sitting in the movie theater and people are disrespectful. It does affect you when you are scared to come out your house. So get off your butt and let's start doing something. Stop saying, I don't care what people are saying, and start caring.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree that, you know, it's a difference from snitching and telling, man. And if your backyard is clean, then you got to start telling. You got to start telling on these guys, man. I agree.
So, you know, again, we've hit the problems of Baltimore. We're not going to, you know, continue to hash those things out. We got to find solutions. We're going to come up with these solutions, whether it's this show, whether it's somebody else. We're going to get it together, Baltimore. So we're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get this high school preview started.
Yes, sir.
2019 Baltimore City High School Football Preview. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Coach Corey Johnson.
Coach Lawrence Smith.
Players, your parents to get maximum exposure.
When it comes to any of my video footage, you only go to one person.
Brainstream Media.
Shout out to Brainstream Media. Shout out to Brainstream Media for doing my film.
Brainstream Media.
Shout out to Brainstream Media.
My name is Justin Leach. I'm going to Frostburg State University for football. Team Brainstream.
Shout out to Brainstream Media. Best film in the state.
DeWitt Doss, Emerson High School, Athletic Director with Team Brainstream.
Hey, this is head coach Julio, head coach at Frostburg High School. We Team Brainstream, man. Thanks a lot, Brainstream.
Shout out to Brainstream Media for giving kids the opportunity to get themselves exposed to college.
Hey, Brainstream Media, man. The best videographer in the area, man. You want sharp, HD quality, good quality, holler at Brainstream Media, baby. They the best. Baltimore City football.
Welcome back, Baltimore. Welcome back, Baltimore. This is Changing Baltimore, episode 9, sponsored by Moe's Seafood, Tone Drone LLC, and Brainstream Media. Again, this is the first show of the high school preview. This is something that we're trying to do in Baltimore City, trying to highlight all of the high school teams here in Baltimore. I know when I played football and baseball, the Baltimore Sun used to have the whole high school preview. They would sit, talk to the coaches, and had a big write-up. And I think that's what all players, all athletes used to look to. Well, in the last few years, we haven't been able to do that due to some budget crisis and things like that. And I think sometimes just plain old neglect of the youth in Baltimore City. So since I'm not coaching anymore, I came up with this idea of doing this podcast so I can actually sit back and bring some attention to the youth here in Baltimore City. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that all of them will be appreciative of, what Changing Baltimore is trying to do for not just football, but eventually every sport, female included, in Baltimore. But since we know about football, we definitely wanted to sit back and kick that thing off right now. So I want to bring to the mic the first guest in the football season, head coach from Emerson High School, Mr. Corey Johnson.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right. He's a little nervous, but we're going to get him. We're going to get him right, man. This is... Coach, you're going into your 7th year at Emerson. Prior to that, you were 6 years at Paterson. You did have a stint at Poly, and you also had a stint at Carver.
Correct.
So you've been around for a long time.
23 years.
Can you tell us how football has changed in Baltimore City?
Ooh, how football has changed in Baltimore City. I tell you, it's changed from the fact, I know from the athletes, it's more about self-promotion and getting the kids wanting to get out there and getting their talent showcased and highlighted and things of that nature. And so
but I also see an evolution in the coaching. When I first came in, probably like 80% of the teams ran power eye football. It was, run, maybe pass. Now we have a total evolution of coaching. We have a lot of young coaching in, spread offenses. I mean, really, if you look at our league, we pretty much mirror all of the rest of the high school leagues around the state, and even college programs and the things that we're running offensively and defensively. So I've definitely seen a change in regard to the way the game is played, the way the game is coached. I've seen a definite change in the way athletes train for the season, and you didn't see your football athletes until August, and now that's totally changed. It's football all the time now.
Gotcha.
I agree. The evolution of the game has really changed, and I've seen how they went from running power eye and now it's more spread and throwing. It's a lot more throwing, so you have to defend the game now. The whole realm of the game, you have to defend it. You can't just defend the run anymore. You have to defend it. So I say it all the time, and me and Coach Larry, we mimic it all the time. You got to learn so you can teach. You got to learn so you can teach.
Right.
So let's get down to the Red Storm. In the last 5 years, the Red Storm is 37-15 with a 4-5 playoff record. And in Baltimore City, you guys have kind of been right there at the doorstep. In 2014, you guys started off pretty much 9-0. You finished the season, 10-2. You actually lost to Douglas, PG County in the second round of the playoffs.
Baltimore City, we lost to Douglas, Baltimore City.
Yeah, and then you also lost that last game of the regular season. I know that may haunt you a little bit. That 9-8 game, to Murrow, pretty much
right.
The last 20 seconds of the game.
Right.
And I know I was, coaching at that time. I said, you know what? I know we're not going to lose this game 8-2.
Mustangs.
So you were right
Mustangs
there.
in the house.
You came right back in 2015,
right,
and went 8-2. I think that year you lost to Dunbar, I believe, in the regular season, and you lost in the second round to Fate.
Right, correct.
2016, not so good year. I think it was a rebuilding year for you guys. Went 4-6, but you guys actually went to the playoffs that year.
Right.
And lost in the semifinals. You were in 1A at the time.
Right.
Let's kind of talk about that year, not having a good regular season, but all of a sudden, that team kind of grew late in the year, and you sit back and put it together playoff time.
Yeah, really came together late, in the season. We had a couple of injuries. We started off that season expecting to have one quarterback, and he was not available. And then our quarterback got hurt, and we lost to him for the part of the season. We played some tough teams. We played out of conference. We played Loyola. So we had some tough games, but we grew as a team. One of the things I liked about that team was even though our record wasn't where we wanted it to be, it wasn't where it was in years past, we didn't fracture. And so we stayed together. We saw there was a way for us to get into the playoffs, and we did that. And then we came together in the playoffs and, won a regional championship and, just fell short. And, we were one game away from going to Navy. So then we built upon that for the next season. So, I was very proud of that effort, of that team. And as I was of our team last year, last year we faced some adversity right around this time. A week before camp started, about our quarterback transferred, and he transferred to Woodlawn, and so we didn't have our starting quarterback, and I had to go to my receiver, and this is a kid that's going to be a senior. He's expected to play receiver as a senior, and he went and played quarterback for us, and we started off 8-0 last year. So one thing I can say about my kids at Emerson, we have a lot of resolve, and this year we've got everybody intact, everybody's healthy, everybody's in fold, and so looking forward to get going next week.
All right, so again, let's get going about 2019. Like you just mentioned, 2018 you started off 8-0, finished 8-2, lost in the first round of playoffs. Even 2017, after that 4-6 season, those kids seemed like they grew up real quick.
Yeah.
Because they started off 7-1, finished in 7-3, and lost to Gwynn Park.
Yeah, we had a tough loss to Gwynn Park, who actually went to the state championship that year, and we lost to them. I believe it was 8-8. We lost to them 8-2.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
8-2, and we were on the 10-yard line with with a minute left to go in the game, and we just didn't punch it in. But yeah, so we grew up real quick from there, and this year coming in, feel really excited about what we have going on. And again, we expecting to have another good team. Every year since I've been there, we've been in the playoffs, and so we're going to hope to continue that.
So who are some of the key players that you guys got returning back that everybody in Baltimore kind of need to watch out for?
Our receiver, Barry Jones, 6'5", senior. He can go get it. He plays wide receiver and free safety for us. He's also a member of our basketball team. So he's going to be very key. He stretches the field and just creates mismatches, all over the field. So he's going to be very tough for us. Our running back, Daniel Frink. So Danny Frink is going to be very, very tough for us at running back. He had a great season last year. Also plays on the edge for us, a little bit hybrid linebacker type. So he's going to be very key for us. He's also a senior. He also plays basketball as well. In addition, we'll have Brian Berry, who is our linebacker for us. He's going to be our cog in the middle. He also plays running back / fullback for us. So he's going to be very key. You'll definitely be hearing a lot of stuff with him. We have some transfers that are going to be coming in that's going to be key for us. Right now we feel really the thing that's going to really make us complete. We need a little more offensive line depth. So that's what we're where I think is going to be a little bit of our weak area. But hopefully we'll be able to piece that together and be able to make a run for the City League title.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Johnson. We're looking forward to having you guys on again throughout the year. Whether it's the Coach of the Week, Player of the Week, Game of the Week. I know
to have all those.
Yes, and then I know our top 10 is coming out next week.
Okay.
I ain't gonna tell you where I have the red storm, but you gotta watch next week.
Don't disrespect us. We'll fly under the radar. We like being underdog.
We got you. So thanks so much, Coach Corey. We're going to take a commercial break real quick, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
Thank you, guys.
Corey Johnson.
Coach Lon Smith.
Players, your parents to get maximum exposure.
When it comes to any of my video footage, only go to one person.
Brainstream Media.
Shout out to Brainstream Media. Shout out to Brainstream Media for doing my film.
Brainstream Media.
Shout out to Brainstream Media.
My name is Justin Leach. We're going to Frostburg State University for football. Team Brainstream.
Shout out to Brainstream Media, best film in the state.
DeWitt Doss, Emerson High School, athletic director with Team Brainstream.
Hey, this is head coach Julio, head coach at Forest Park High School. We team Brainstream, man. Thanks a lot, Brainstream.
Shout out to Brainstream Media for giving kids the opportunity to get themselves exposed to college.
Hey, Brainstream Media, man, the best videographer in the area, man. You want sharp, HD quality, good quality, holler at Brainstream Media, baby. They the best Baltimore City football.
Welcome back, welcome back. This is segment 2 of Changing Baltimore. Proud to have this gentleman on board today. He's one of probably the only coach other than Coach Lon Smith who is coaching at his alma mater here in Baltimore City. Wanted to introduce everybody to Coach Larry Mitchell of the Paterson Clippers.
Glad for having me.
All right, turn his mic up. Yep, turn up just a little bit. All right, Coach, thank you so much, man. Again, man, we're trying to change Baltimore. We're trying to bring some attention to youth football here in Baltimore. Now, who do you have up here for guests? I know we got a couple Clippers up here. Want to introduce yourselves?
Name.
What position you play?
Play quarterback and linebacker.
All right.
Jaquan Washington, corner and receiver.
Colby Evans, running back, linebacker.
All right. So glad to have you guys on board, man. Glad to have you here. Let's kind of get into it, Coach. The expectations of 2019, the Clippers. What's the deal? Because I know you guys, got something good going on over there, and you're always competitive. Tell me what's going on with the Clippers shit.
Well, we got high expectations. We just believe in whatever you put in, that's what you get out. So we, during the off season, we've been working real hard. All our veterans been in there putting in the work. So if that myth is true, far as what you put in, what you get out, we should have a pretty good season.
So going back just a couple of years, just going back over, the records. 2014, you 6-4. 2015 was 9-1. That year you actually, beat Dunbar that year, but you lost to Dunbar in the second round. In the last couple of years, 16 was 3-7, 2017 1-9, last year 4-5. And I know, we've had some injuries, we had some transfers. You had some guys that, just maybe didn't come out for football. So is this more of a rebuilding year or redemption year for the Clippers?
We had to clean up some lot of things, starting with myself. And I think we finally got back on the right track in the direction we trying to go into. And we got a good nucleus, not just with the kids, but in terms of the coaching staff too. Because it's hard to come past good coaches. And we talk a lot in terms of the kids, but there's a lot of things that you got put in behind the scenes to make that powerhouse strong. So it kind of started with me, and I had to get some things fixed with myself and being a lead up front so we can go in the right direction.
So it's a lot of pride. I'm on Facebook. I do have some Clippers as my Facebook friends. It's a lot of pride in the Paterson community, and has that translated from the alumni to the kids at Paterson? I'm going to ask the kids. That's a question for you guys. That's the question. Do y'all honestly take pride in putting on that blue, red, and silver?
I do.
So tell me what pretty much what's the pride? Is it just, hey, you know what? There's a lot of, and there has been a lot of great guys that has put on that helmet, that lightning bolt. You know, when you put on that helmet, it means something. So has alumni come up and talked to you guys about, hey, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. You're here at the ship. Bottom line, let's take pride in it. So anybody that comes, in here, bottom line, they're not getting out of here without a battle. So, and the coach said his alumnus also a pass. So you can kind of answer that question also, Coach.
Well, some of the new guys really don't understand the pride. And then, like I know I was telling Corey when I first came on staff this year, it's a lot of great quarterbacks that came through this program, and to kind of let them understand that it was real big to play the position here in the Clippership. It was real big to play the quarterback position because he's walking in some thick, heavy shoes playing that position.
And one of the things that I can say about Paterson, you guys have not caught up with the fad. You guys are not caught up with all the hoopla as far as the gimmick type offense. You guys have stuck with what you do it well. And hey, bottom line, when we play Paterson, they're going to run that football. We may not know what direction it's going, but we know they're going to run that football. So are you going to kind of stay true to what you guys been doing over the years? Or this year you're going to kind of say, hey, we're going to go ahead and be more of a little passing team?
Well, we know what we know. We're going to kind of stick to what we do and what we believe in. And I think we executed very well. And our teacher's sitting down, so I can't stand up and do the fake dropping and the reverse pivots and showing kids how to reverse pivot and all that. But what you see is I teach that, and I do it sitting down. And so we kind of had a couple rough years where we had 15, 16 kids, and we still competing with the 15 and 16 kids that we come out there with. And we going to continue to do that, and we on track to where we want to be at. But if we can reverse some of them numbers that a lot of different people have, then we can't throw rocks at a glass house. But we where we want to be at now.
So I know big man Ray to my right, man, he's the line coach. So let's talk about some of the big hogs up front.
Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good up front. I'm biased when we talk about the Clippership because the man to the left of you, we go back 20, 25 years. I love him like a brother. When my son was born at 2 o'clock in the morning, that was the first call I made was Coach Larry Mitchell. But it's just, we played for the same mentor. Shout out to Coach Roger Rent. And it's like when we coach together, it's like we thinking the same thing because we kind of mimic what a mentor kind of taught us. So when I go in the meeting, I can almost read Coach Larry's mind. I kind of know what he's talking about before he talk about it when it comes to schematics. So we like right there.
So talking about overall in Baltimore City, I know the schedule is a little different than what it's been in the last couple of years. Those first 3 games of the season will kind of get you guys going, get you rolling, kind of tell you what type of team that you're going to be, and whether or not you guys are actually going to be in competition for that 2A state championship. So what's the first 3 games of the season for you guys?
The schedule, I kind of like block it up like the first. We kind of like play it in groups, but we looking forward to starting the season over, and we kind of got that second week, our second week game. We kind of got to like post it up at our weight room and locker room. That second week, that game we play our second week. So we looking real forward to going up there to the graveyard.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I guess that week 2 will be the game of the week, so we can have you guys back on there, on the show also to really hype this game up. Again, Coach, you've been around for years, whether it's been assistant, head coach, but you also been in youth football. Tell me, what do you think the state of Baltimore City football is right now?
I think it's more the guys out front in terms of the leadership and just being able to close that gap and just being men and stop holding so many grudges so we can try to close that gap. I know a lot of the different high school coaches have attempted to try to close that gap, where a lot of these young youth coaches have a whole lot of influences on what these kids do and a lot of things and what these kids are doing, and not understanding that these kids is watching us. And we want them to be able to walk away from certain situations, and we can't handle certain situations as a men. So they kind of piggybacking off the same different things that we doing, but we continue to say, man, these kids is a whole different group of kids. It's a whole different group of kids because they watching us. So a lot of the different things they doing, they getting it from us. They just doing it on a different level with the guns and killing and stuff like that. But we can't come together and fix no solutions. And that's the biggest problem. To start with the guys up front, the leaders.
I just want to ask Kobe, like, what's his motivation? Because I've never seen a kid work as hard as him at practice. I've never seen it. It's amazing to watch, and I just want to ask him, what's his motivation to do what he do on a daily basis at practice? Because I've never seen it. It's amazing.
My motivation? I lost my brother in 2016. I always promised him I was going to keep pushing. That's what I'm doing.
Wow, that's big. That's big. That's great motivation, man. Keep doing it, Corey. Work hard, man.
One thing that I can probably say to the youth and all the players here in Baltimore, we all have a goal. And it's great to say, hey, I want to go to college. But what are we doing to get there? Everybody will say, hey, I want to win a city championship, a state championship. But what are we doing to get there? Am I working hard? Am I a leader? And sometimes as a leader, you don't have to be vocal. You can literally sit back and lead by example. I know a lot of men that did not do a lot of talking, but if you go into that weight room, or you go into that batting cage, or you go onto that football field, they're working extra. And it makes you work extra. So when they do open their mouth and say, hey, we got to get this thing together. If I make a mistake, no, we made the mistake. People tend to follow you then. But when you are a slacker, people are going to sit back and say, man, I'm not following him. So, whether you're a team captain or not, your inspiration, your hard work is going to make everybody follow you, which means that when that fourth quarter hits, if they know Kobe's not giving up, they're not going to give up. And you don't need to say a word because they done seen what you have done every single day to that point. So definitely keep doing what you're doing. Definitely, keep your head up. We are losing a lot of great men, youth here in Baltimore. As I used to tell my players, work to get out of Baltimore. Don't be scared to leave Baltimore. Work to get out of Baltimore. And then when you leave, don't come back. It's nice to visit, but you don't have to come back because the same guys that's on the street corners right now, 4 or 5 years from now, they're still going to be on the street corner. Trust me. The same guys that's not going to class, is running around in the hallway, oh, guess what? They're not going to get that diploma. They're going to have to go to night school. They may have to go to Twilight and Apex and all that. And some going to say, you know what? I don't want to work. So guess what? I'm going to be a dropout. Surround yourself around people that have the same goals as you guys had. And if they don't have the same goals that you have, you push them to the side. And you got to keep pushing. So I want to thank you guys, man, for definitely coming on. I wish you guys the best of luck this upcoming season, 2019, because the success of Paterson, Emerson, and everybody in Baltimore means it's success for the city of Baltimore. So every time you go out there, I don't care who you're playing, you got the city on your back. And as men, and even, you know, as parents, you know, yes, people are going to root against you when you're playing against their school. But when you guys go to state playoffs, trust and believe everybody's rooting, because we don't want to see PG County or Howard County beat you guys. So again, I wish y'all guys the best of luck. Whatever change in Baltimore can do to help you guys, we're here for you. So thank you. We'll be right back at the 1 minute break. Thank you so much.
All right, come on, buddy. Thanks, Hart.
Coach Corey Johnson.
Coach Lon Smith.
Players, your parents to get maximum exposure.
When it comes to any of my video footage, only go to one person.
Brainstream Media.
Shout out to Brainstream Media. Shout out to Brainstream Media for doing my film.
Brainstream Media.
Shout out to Brainstream Media.
My name is Justin Leach. We're going to Frostburg State University for football. Team Brainstream.
Shout out to Brainstream Media, best film in the state.
DeWitt Doss, Emerson High School, athletic director with Team Brainstream.
Hey, this is head coach Julio, head coach at Forest Park High School. We team Brainstream, man. Thanks a lot, Brainstream.
Shout out to Brainstream Media for giving kids the opportunity to get themselves exposed to college.
Hey, Brainstream Media, man, the best videographer in the area, man. You want sharp, HD quality, good quality, holler at Brainstream Media, baby. They the best. Baltimore City football.
Hey, Coach Corey Johnson.
Coach Lon.
Welcome back, Baltimore. Last segment up tonight. Last team up tonight. This is, something that Baltimore